What if the difference between feeling confident, desired, and fully in control of your intimate life wasn't something complicated or expensive, but a simple ritual you've been overlooking every single night? A quiet moment that, when done right, can transform not just your performance, but the way you feel in your own body and the way she responds to you without a single word being spoken. The truth is, intimacy is not built in the moment things get heated. It's built long before that. In the subtle preparation, in how you treat your body, in how you connect your mind to your physical presence. And one of the most underestimated habits that has been quietly practiced across cultures for generations is the nighttime oil routine. A practice that goes far beyond surface-level care and taps into something deeper, something that aligns relaxation, circulation, confidence, and presence into one seamless experience that your partner can feel without you ever needing to explain it. When a man begins to take care of his body in this intentional way, something shifts internally, not just physically but mentally, because the act itself sends a signal that you value yourself, that you are in tune with your body, and that confidence starts to radiate outward in ways that are impossible to fake. And this is where most men get it wrong, because they chase quick fixes, pills, shortcuts, when in reality what creates lasting impact is consistency, awareness, and a deeper connection to your own physical state. And this is exactly where a nighttime oil routine becomes powerful, because it forces you to slow down, to pay attention, and to engage with your body in a way that builds both sensitivity and control. Think about how your day usually ends. Stress from work, constant stimulation from screens, mental exhaustion, and then suddenly you're expected to switch into a state of intimacy, presence, and performance. It doesn't work like that. Your body doesn't respond instantly to emotional demands. It needs transition, it needs preparation. And this routine becomes that bridge between a chaotic day and a calm, controlled, confident night. And the beauty of it lies in its simplicity, because it's not about complicated techniques, but about consistency and awareness. Using natural oils that nourish the skin, improve blood flow, and create a calming sensory experience that signals your nervous system to relax, while simultaneously enhancing physical responsiveness. Over time, this ritual starts to rewire how your body reacts, because you are no longer rushing into intimacy from a state of tension. You are entering it from a place of calm strength. And that difference is something your partner can feel immediately. Not because of what you say or do, but because of the energy you bring into the moment. A grounded presence that feels safe, confident, and deeply attractive. There's also a psychological layer to this that most people ignore. The connection between touch and awareness. Because when you take time to care for your body in this way, you become more familiar with how it responds, what feels good, where tension builds, and how to release it. And that awareness translates directly into better control, better timing, and a deeper understanding of intimacy that goes beyond performance into connection. And this is where real confidence comes from. Not from trying to impress, but from knowing exactly how to respond in the moment, because you've already built that connection with yourself. Another important aspect is circulation, something that plays a major role in performance but is rarely talked about in practical terms. And gentle massage with the right oils can help stimulate blood flow, improve tissue health, and enhance responsiveness over time, not instantly like a quick fix, but gradually and sustainably, creating a stronger foundation for intimacy that doesn't rely on external solutions, but is built from within your own body. And when combined with relaxation, this creates a powerful combination, because tension is one of the biggest enemies of performance. It restricts flow, reduces sensitivity, and creates mental pressure, while relaxation opens everything up. allowing your body to respond naturally and confidently without forcing anything. What makes nighttime the ideal moment for this routine is the natural transition your body is already going through, preparing for rest, slowing down, becoming more receptive. And when you align your habits with that natural rhythm, instead of fighting against it, everything becomes more effective. Your body absorbs better, your mind settles deeper, and the results compound over time in a way that feels effortless rather than forced. There is also an emotional element that shouldn't be ignored, because when you consistently show up for yourself in this way, you build a quiet kind of self-respect that doesn't need validation, and that self-respect is incredibly attractive because it changes how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you engage, and how you handle intimate moments. You're no longer seeking approval. You're sharing an experience, and that shift alone can transform the entire dynamic of a relationship. Many men underestimate how much their internal state affects their external performance. But the truth is, your body responds to your mind more than anything else. And if your mind is stressed, distracted, or disconnected, your body will follow. But when your mind is calm, focused, and connected, your body responds with strength and consistency. And this is exactly what this routine trains over time. Not just physical improvement, but mental discipline. The ability to slow down, to focus, to be present, and to carry that presence into moments that truly matter. The routine itself doesn't need to be complicated. What matters is intention. Taking a few minutes each night to apply the oil, to massage gently, to breathe slowly, and to allow your body to shift into a state of relaxation and awareness. And as simple as that sounds, the impact becomes profound when done consistently, because you are building a habit that reinforces confidence, improves physical response, and deepens your connection to your own body, all of which directly influence how you show up in intimate situations. Over time, you start to notice subtle changes, better control, increased sensitivity, a calmer mind, and a stronger sense of presence. And these are the things that truly matter, not exaggerated promises or instant results, but real, sustainable improvement that builds naturally and enhances not just your performance, but your overall sense of self. As you continue this journey, it becomes important to understand that the power of a nighttime oil routine is not just in doing it, but in how you do it. Because intention without awareness quickly turns into another empty habit. And that's where most men lose the real benefits without even realizing it. The first shift you need to make is slowing everything down, because rushing through this process completely defeats its purpose. Your body needs time to respond. Your nervous system needs space to relax. And your mind needs a moment to disconnect from the noise of the day. And when you approach this routine with patience instead of urgency, something deeper begins to unlock, a level of sensitivity and control that cannot be achieved through force or speed. The environment you create matters more than you think, because your surroundings directly influence your state of mind. And if you're distracted, tense, or mentally elsewhere, your body will reflect that. So even something as simple as dimming the lights, reducing noise, and giving yourself a few uninterrupted minutes can make a noticeable difference in how effective this routine becomes. It's about creating a space where your body feels safe enough to let go of tension and fully engage with the experience. The choice of oil also plays a subtle but important role, not because there is one magical solution, but because different oils carry different textures, absorption rates, and sensory effects. And finding one that feels right for your body adds to the overall experience, making the routine something you look forward to, rather than something you force yourself to do. And this consistency is what builds results over time. When you begin the process, the key is gentle, mindful application, not aggressive or rushed movements, Because the goal is not stimulation in the traditional sense, it's connection. It's about waking up your body slowly, increasing awareness, and improving circulation without creating tension. And this is where breathing becomes a powerful tool, because your breath acts as a bridge between your mind and your body. And when you slow your breathing down, your entire system begins to relax, allowing better blood flow, better sensitivity, and a stronger sense of control. One of the most overlooked mistakes is turning this routine into something mechanical, something you do while thinking about something else. Because when your attention is divided, you lose the very thing that makes this practice effective: presence. And presence is what transforms a simple action into a powerful habit that carries over into your intimate life. Another mistake is expecting immediate results, because this is not a quick fix. It's a long-term investment in your body. And like anything meaningful, it requires consistency, patience, and trust in the process. And the men who benefit the most are the ones who understand that real change happens gradually, through repetition and awareness, not through shortcuts or instant gratification. As you continue practicing, you may start to notice how tension shows up in your body. Areas that feel tight, unresponsive, or disconnected. And instead of ignoring these signals, this routine gives you the opportunity to address them, to release that tension slowly, and to bring your body back into balance. And over time, this leads to better control, not just physically but mentally, because you're training yourself to stay calm, focused, and aware even in moments of heightened intensity. This control becomes one of the most valuable aspects of the entire process, because performance is not about rushing to a finish. It's about maintaining connection, pacing yourself, and being fully present with your partner. And when you've trained your body to operate from a place of calm awareness, everything changes. Your timing improves, your confidence grows, and your ability to respond naturally becomes effortless rather than forced. There is also a deeper level of confidence that develops from this practice. A quiet certainty that comes from knowing you've put in the work, that you understand your body, and that you're not relying on external solutions to feel capable. And this kind of confidence is incredibly attractive, because it doesn't seek validation. It simply exists, and your partner can feel that difference in the way you carry yourself, in the way you engage, and in the way you handle intimate moments with calm assurance rather than pressure or anxiety. Another important layer to consider is how this routine impacts your overall well-being. Because when you take time each night to slow down, breathe, and connect with your body, you're not just improving one aspect of your life, you're reducing stress, improving sleep quality, and creating a sense of balance that carries into everything you do. And this holistic improvement is what makes the results sustainable. Because you're not isolating performance, you're enhancing your entire physical and mental state. Over time, the routine becomes more than just a habit, it becomes a ritual. Something that signals the end of your day and the beginning of a more relaxed, connected state. And this consistency trains your body to respond in a predictable, reliable way, reducing performance anxiety and increasing your ability to stay present in the moment without overthinking or second-guessing yourself. You begin to trust your body, and that trust removes a huge amount of pressure. Because you're no longer trying to control every outcome, you're simply allowing your body to do what it has been trained to do, naturally and confidently. This is where the real transformation happens, not in dramatic changes overnight, but in subtle, consistent improvements that build over time, until one day you realize that you feel different, more in control, more aware, more confident, and more connected. And that difference shows up in every aspect of your intimate life without you needing to force anything. And as this practice settles into your life, something deeper begins to take shape, something that goes far beyond technique or routine and starts to redefine how you experience intimacy itself. Because what you are really building here is not just physical readiness, but a state of being, a way of showing up that is grounded, calm, and fully present. And this is the point where everything starts to come together in a way that feels almost effortless. You begin to notice that the anxiety you once felt around performance starts to fade. Not because you are forcing confidence, but because you have created a foundation that supports it naturally. Your body feels more responsive. Your mind feels clearer. And the connection between the two becomes stronger with each passing day. And this alignment is what creates that sense of control that so many men chase but rarely achieve. It is no longer about trying to prove anything or meet some external expectation. It becomes about sharing an experience, being present with your partner, and allowing things to unfold naturally without tension or pressure. This shift changes everything, because when you are not consumed by performance anxiety, you become more attentive, more aware of your partner's responses, more in tune with the subtle cues that create deeper connection. And this awareness allows you to adjust, to respond, to create a rhythm that feels natural rather than forced. And that is where true intimacy lives, not in perfection, but in presence. The nighttime oil routine becomes the anchor that brings you back to this state again and again, a simple yet powerful reminder that confidence is built in quiet moments, in consistency, in the way you care for yourself when no one is watching, and over time, this self-care transforms into self-trust. And self-trust is what allows you to fully relax into intimate moments without fear or hesitation. You stop overthinking, you stop second-guessing, and you start experiencing, fully and completely. And that is something your partner can feel immediately, because presence has a way of creating safety, attraction, and connection all at once. There is also a deeper emotional layer that emerges, one that is often overlooked but incredibly important, and that is the sense of respect you develop for your own body and for the experience of intimacy itself. Because when you take time to prepare, to connect, and to be intentional, you begin to see intimacy not as something rushed or taken for granted, but as something meaningful, something worth slowing down for, something that deserves your full attention. And this mindset alone can transform the quality of your relationships in ways that go far beyond the physical. You start to listen more, to feel more, to engage more deeply. And this depth creates a level of connection that is both rare and powerful. Another important realization that comes from this journey is that true performance is not about intensity. It is about control, pacing, and awareness. And these are the exact qualities that this routine helps you develop over time. Because each night you are training your body to relax under your guidance, to respond to your awareness, and to maintain balance even in moments of heightened sensation. And this training carries directly into your intimate experiences, allowing you to stay present, to extend moments, and to create a flow that feels natural and satisfying, rather than rushed or disconnected. You begin to understand that your greatest strength is not in how quickly you can reach a certain point, but in how well you can sustain connection, how deeply you can engage, and how confidently you can remain present from beginning to end. This level of control brings with it a quiet confidence that doesn't need to be announced. It simply shows up in the way you move, the way you touch, and the way you respond. And that confidence becomes one of the most attractive qualities you can bring into any relationship. Over time, this routine also reinforces discipline, not in a restrictive way, but in a way that empowers you, because you are proving to yourself every single day that you are capable of consistency, of showing up, of investing in your own well-being, and this discipline spills over into other areas of your life. improving your focus, your energy, and your overall sense of control. You begin to carry yourself differently, with more certainty, more calmness, and more presence. And this transformation is not something that happens overnight. But when it happens, it feels real, it feels earned, and it feels lasting. The beauty of this entire process is that it brings you back to something simple yet powerful, the connection between your mind and your body, something that is often lost in a world full of distractions and quick solutions. And by reconnecting with this foundation, you are not just improving one aspect of your life, you are enhancing your overall experience of being present, aware, and in control. And when you bring that version of yourself into intimacy, everything changes. Not because you are trying harder, but because you are finally aligned with yourself in a way that allows everything to flow naturally. In the end, the nighttime oil routine is not just about boosting performance. It is about transformation, about becoming more connected, more aware, and more confident in your own body. And that transformation is what creates lasting impact, not just in your intimate life, but in the way you experience yourself and your relationships as a whole. Because when you take the time to build yourself from within, every external experience becomes richer, deeper, and more meaningful. And that is the real power of this practice. A quiet, consistent, and deeply effective path to becoming the kind of man who doesn't chase confidence, but naturally embodies it.